8.
7:21. We'll check sports. Here's Jason Lamar.
McGraw, Cardinals, and Diamondbacks Game 2 on the 2013 regular season. Unlike last night, it was the Cardinals this time going behind. They went ahead last night, ended up losing that contest. Last night, it was Miguel Montero with the solo shot against Jaime Garcia, 1-0 lead, but the Cardinals would fight back, tie it up at 1. Then in the 6th, a runner aboard for Matt Holliday.
Big gap in left center field. They shade him a bit the opposite way, and Holliday goes down to get it out to deep left. Oh, it's gone! He went down to get it, and a line shot and a home run for Holliday. A 2-run homer, and the Cardinals have grabbed the lead. How did that get out of here?
3-1 your score at that point in time. Then in the bottom half of the 6th inning, Jaime Garcia, who had been sharp, then with 2 away in that bottom of the 6th, would walk the bases loaded. As he would go out, Edward Mujica would come on, the pinch hitter, Jason Kubel at the plate.
On the outside corner, and a strikeout for Mujica. No argument from Kubel. The Diamondbacks strand the bases loaded.
It was a 3-2 pitch and a fastball at 94 miles per hour right on the outside corner. Bullpen was fantastic the rest of the way. Pete Kozma, a solo shot in the 7th. John Jay, a 2-run homer in the 7th. Both those coming off Heath Bell, who continues to have a rough time as he faced 6 batters, recorded 1 out, walked a batter, 4 hits, 2 of those were home runs. All in all, 6-1 St. Louis victory last night. Garcia the victory, 5 2/3 innings, 2 hits, those 4 walks, also 4 strikeouts, and allows just an earned run, 97 pitches. Tonight, rubber match, 8:40. First pitch down there at Chase Field. Lance Lynn, Brandon McCarthy will be your starting pitching matchup. Yu Darvish, a near perfecto last night in Houston for the Rangers, as Marwin Gonzalez with a base hit right up the middle. It had been 26 up, 26 down, could not get that final cog. Instead, Darvish will have to settle for 8 2/3 innings, that 1 hit, and 14 strikeouts, as he was certainly on his game last night. This Mike Rice story out of Rutgers, the head coach. He was suspended back in December for 3 games, a $50,000 fine, also anger management classes. Tim Pernetti, the Rutgers AD, talking after this video has surfaced of using a racial, or I should say a homophobic slurs, and then also throwing basketballs at player. He defends why he did not fire the head coach.
People can speculate on it. I was the one knee-deep in all the details in the investigation, and it was a first offense. And also, I think you're cutting short with the consequences that were delivered in this case. There was a 3-game suspension. There was total removal from the program for that period of 3 weeks. There was also, a not-for-pay situation, so the financial penalty was far more than $50,000.
It seems like a pattern of behavior, and then also a first-time offense kind of would go contradict one another in that
he also blindsides some players who aren't even looking at him. He pushes him and punches him in the back.
It's just not you know what I'm amazed by, McGraw, and I continue to be amazed by, in the era where they videotape everything, including practice.
Right.
This is a common practice known, especially in Division I, even smaller colleges. All the players that are in there, all the coaches, everyone else that just hangs around practice, why do you continually just cover up these things? You know it's going to get out there, get in front of it, and just to get to not even let it surface why he was suspended back in December. It just says, I don't understand it.
No, you're absolutely right. First of all, that's exactly right. Same thing going on with the Ellisville City Council. They just don't believe they have to answer to the public. It's why Tim Jones, the Speaker of the House, doesn't come on the show, because he feels, I don't have to tell people what I'm doing. I mean, it's outrageous. That's one. But 2, explain to me the difference between Chris Brown, the singer, who beat up Rihanna, and this coach from Rutgers. There's no difference. The only difference is he was picking on his players and homosexuals, and he was beating up on his girlfriend. There is no difference.
Yeah, I mean, I've never had a problem with a coach getting up players' face or anything like that, but throwing basketballs, pushing, and then you throw on top of it just his language in the video as well. I mean, it should be a no-brainer there that he should have been terminated. Anybody
Who you want to think about what you think about this? Think about this Mike Rice, who I've never heard about until this incident.
Mm-hmm.
Walks into your house and wants to recruit your son to play on his basketball team. And then you ask yourself, Would you really want this guy to coach your son?
That's the toughest of all sells. I to be honest with you, I don't know how he can walk into somebody's house anymore. I really don't. I don't know how he can justify it to himself to walk into a recruit's house.
I mean, and it's okay to call somebody a faggot just as long as they're not a faggot, right? I mean, what's
that's not a good message to send.
I mean,
no.
what's if one of the kids is a homosexual, which is a very real possibility because you got 13 kids on the team. Chances are one or two of them are gay.
Yeah, it's not to mention also important to bring up state employee as well. Because Rutgers is a public institution.
It is outrageous how this guy still has a job. Don Imus gets fired for calling a Rutgers basketball player a nappy-headed hoe.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
One time.
Yeah.
This guy repeatedly beats his players and uses all sorts of just as guilty language. Right? Nappy-headed hoe versus a faggot, both derogatory terms.
Right.
And yet this guy, since he's a coach, is allowed to keep his job?
That's what I don't understand about the AD Tim Pernetti. It's saying that it's a pattern of behavior, but it's a first-time offense. No. How does that make that? It contradicts each other.
It's not a first-time offense if you have 10 minutes of video of him doing it. All right. Thank you, Jason.